Hey everyone, my name is Zach Barber. Welcome to the Lawn Barber. Today I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about a work breakdown structure, or WBS. Have you ever thought to yourself how crazy it is that somebody can run a marathon 26.2 miles? Well, it's not by accident. They run it mile by mile, step by step, 1 foot in front of the other. Each of those miles are accounted for and are critical to the end state. We can literally break down anything into a WBS. So here's why WBS is so important. Clarity and focus. Ultimately, breaking down a large idea into smaller, more manageable chunks allows you to really understand the scope of your project. Improved estimates. It allows you to estimate your time, resources, and personnel needed to ensure accuracy. Accountability. Assigning tasks becomes pretty straightforward. It ensures that everybody knows exactly what they are responsible for. Progress tracking. Monitoring progress becomes super easy when tasks are clearly defined. And risk management. Ultimately, having a visual will allow you to foresee any risks or choke points. Now let's talk about how the WBS complements a Gantt chart. A WBS is basically just a checklist. It allows you to know what needs to be done, whereas a Gantt chart is ultimately when things need to get done, and it shows you any kind of dependencies, but also how long things should take. Together, these two are great for any project. Creating a WBS involves a few things. One is define the project scope, know what the project is and how it works. Then identify any major deliverables. Decompose the deliverables themselves, like break them down to subcategories and actual individual tasks. Assign codes, and then review and refine. Good morning, welcome back. Today is the day. We're going to start a project. Are you ready? I'm going to give you an example to help visualize what a WBS might look like. In our task, I'm only going to show you a project that lasts over a single day. Nothing too crazy. It's actually a very micro level task comparatively. So here's the scenario. For those that don't know, basically what we're doing is a 1/4 acre lot. On this lot, they can normally get the services of weekly mowing, trimming, and blowing. So we're going to do that, but in conjunction, we're going to make 2 40 square foot mulch beds, plant a flamethrower tree, and then some various perennials and annuals, and then kind of clean it up, and that's about it. Key tasks are mowing, weed eating, blowing, creating mulch beds number 1 and number 2, planting the flamethrower tree, planting shrubs, and then miscellaneous tasks. Ultimately, a WBS adds structure to any kind of project. And I'm going to break it down. I'm going to tell you about the levels first, and then we'll go into an actual scenario. We broke it down into 5 sections. Ultimately, project initiation, yard preparation, mulch bed creation, planting, and then project completion. Level 1 are your deliverable or the project itself. Level 2 are the phases. Imagine those as like large critical path steps that have to be completed for the project to ultimately be completed. Underneath that, level 3 are your subphases, are basically subcomponents of that. And then level 4 are the actual tasks themselves that break it down even further. Codes are used as a quick reference for all members involved. And ultimately, all it does is it assigns each individual task a unique code so that you can easily identify and kind of check it off the checklist. All right, I'm going to go from level 1 to level 4 on one of the phases. So I'll start from the top and then work my way down. So landscaping project is level 1. That's the big idea. I'm going to go to yard preparation, which is phase 2. So I give it the identification number of 2. Underneath that, I know that our critical task is mowing, blowing, and weed whacking. Each are identified as 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3. They get the original 2 from the phase, and then they're identified their own subphase numbers. And then lastly, each one of those subphases is broken down into tasks to complete those. So for mowing, we know we need to gather the equipment, which would be 2.1.1. Mowing itself is 2.1.2. Projects can be as small or as large as you can possibly imagine. They can last days, weeks, months, years, decades, depending on the scope of the actual project. For this scenario, I probably would not use a WBS or a Gantt chart, but rather just a P4T3. The only way I think my team and I would benefit, especially on a project this small, is if our team is inexperienced and just need a little bit more structure. If you got anything from this video, please consider subscribing. Hit that like, drop a comment, let me know what you think. I'll see you next time.